family. This is Ashley B. Thank you for joining my channel. I'm just driving right now, and God kind of was just putting a quick message on my heart. It was just leading me to get on camera. So forgive me for driving and not really being able to look at the phone, at the camera. But I just wanted to bring this this quick word. The Lord was just putting it in my spirit. Being able to discern, like being able to discern people, being able to discern spirits, being able to discern the people that are meant for you, the people that aren't meant for you. You know, understanding why God removes certain people from our lives, understanding why, you know, he has to move the way he moves in our relationships, friendships, like certain connections that we have. And one thing that God showed me about when it comes to this topic, when it comes to this you know, discernment, is like a lot of people that we encounter, a lot of people that we've had relationships with, you know what, like, you know, God had to start showing me that a lot of people are not bad people. They're not. You know, sometimes when we like when certain things don't work out in certain with certain people, certain relationships, friendships, and things like that, it's so easy to put people in a box. It's so easy to be like, oh, they just bad, or, you know, we start looking at them as the worst of the worst. We just kind of put people down, and we just, it's just always kind of turn. You notice how it always just kind of turns into a like, well, if they were this, they would have this. If they, you know, if they was a good person, they would have this. And God started showing me like a lot of people really are not bad people. And it's like some people, they really are. Some people just don't have, they just don't have the capacity. They don't have, you know, good in their hearts. They're led by the devil. They're led by evil spirits. They're led by doing the work of the enemy. You know what I mean? That's just facts. That's just the truth. But certain people, they're really not bad people. And God was showing me, like, you know, some people, they, you know, they really, everybody, it's a lot of people that are just cut from different cloths. Certain people have different walks of life. Certain people have their environment, like how they've grown up, how they've been raised. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody looks at things the way that you look at things. Not everybody has the same values and morals that you have. And God was just saying that, you know, certain situations that we've gone through, certain situations that we've been in, like, it really is nothing more. You know, we try to make sense of why people do what they do, why people are how they are, you know, why that person might have hurt you or play with your feelings, why that friend just wasn't a good friend. Like, you know what I'm saying? We tend to put people down. And God is just saying, like, you know, he literally removes people for a reason. And I've had to understand that, like, you know, in my journey, in my relationship with God, God has really had to remove a lot of people from my life. He's had to remove a lot of people. And, you know, it's human nature, especially when God starts showing you certain things about these people. It's very human nature to, you know, to start looking at these people like they're just the worst of the worst. And sometimes it's just like, God is like, no, you know what I mean? Like, I just have to do this because certain people that you associate yourself with, certain people that's been in your life, they're not meant to go to the next level with your, they're not meant to be attached to your destiny. They're not meant to be attached to your journey. Like, you know, the older we get, we are constantly outgrowing people. And God is like, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody is not meant to, you're not meant to be friends with everybody. You know, certain people play their roles in your life. They came and did what they came and fulfilled what they needed to fulfill in your life, whatever lessons you needed to learn, whatever you needed to learn about people, whatever you needed to see about certain people. It's all for our good. It's all for a bigger purpose. It's all for, it's something that God is teaching us in every situation, even when we attach ourselves to people that we are not supposed to be. Like, these people were never meant to be attached to us. Even, God is so good that even when we find ourselves in those type of situations, God always has a way of pulling something from every walks of our life. Like, everything that we go through, it's like life is life. There's something from it. There's something that we're constantly learning. There's something that God can constantly use in whatever situation that we're in. And you know what I mean? And so God is saying, like, don't let these situations that you've gone through, don't let these these friendships, relationships, people that you have come across, don't let it cause your heart to be cold. Don't let it cause your heart to be bitter. Don't let it taint your view of, like, the good in the world, the good people in the world. Or, having a mindset is that, like, oh, everybody is just bad for me, or like, there's no good people out here. People don't got good hearts like they used to have. People don't have hearts like me. Like, no, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna give you an example. Like, it's a friend that I had. It's a friend that I had that God obviously, like, was like, it's time to remove this person. This person is definitely not meant for you. And God showed me her. He had to, like, really, like, show me her. He showed me, like, how she grew up. He just gave me eyes and a heart to see her in a different light, to see her from a different perspective. And God was showing me, like, the goodness in her, because after so many things had happened between me and this friend, obviously I looked at it like, she's not a good person. Like, no, I don't like her. I don't, you know what I mean? And God was like, no, it's not even that. He was like, she is such a good-hearted person. She has so much love to give, but you guys are just literally not cut from the same cloth. And that's okay. Like, who's meant for you is meant for you. Like, sometimes God wants us to associate ourselves with people that are like ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes we meant to be connected to people that gives the same type of love that we give, that understands us, that understands why we do what we do, that understands the way that we think, that understands the way that, our love languages and things like that. Because, God just wants us to, God doesn't want us to be connected to people that causes us to, question ourselves, question our self-worth, doubt ourselves. He wants us to be with people that has the best intentions for us. He wants us to be connected to people who love us for who we are. He don't want us to be around people where we have to be somebody that we're not, or, we're with people or in situations where we're constantly questioning, like, is this person even meant for me? Questioning, like, am I, that's why God has to do certain things. He has to remove certain people. And it's like, I'm not telling you that this person is bad, but they just not meant for you. They don't understand you the way that you need to be understood. They're not gentle with you in the way that, you need to be handled. And just things like that. And God is also just saying, he wanted me to add this too, that I'm going to say this. God is saying, when he is leading you or showing you somebody. And God is saying that you need to listen to that, because certain people that we have these feelings for, and like I said, it don't necessarily mean that they're bad, but God is going to give you those warnings. He's going to show you. It's going to tug at you. It's going to, how I'm gonna give you some little examples of how you know when it's time to cut people off, or when you know that people are not meant for you. Anytime that you're having conversations with people, whether it be friends, whatever, I'm gonna use friendships for example. Anytime that you're having conversations with like a friend, you talk to them on the phone, and every time you get off the phone with that person, you just feel like the energy has been sucked out of you. You feel like, why did I even just talk to this? Like, you just feel very uneasy. You don't leave the conversation feeling empowered. You don't leave it feeling uplifted. You don't leave it feeling good. You just leave it like, something is telling me that I don't need to be talking to this person. Something is just giving, I just have a bad feeling. Like, every time I talk to this person, or when I talk to this person, it brings out the bad in me. Or when I talk to this person, we talking about stuff that I don't even really want to talk about. Like, whenever you get them type of feelings, that is a huge flag. That is a huge, indication that God is trying to show you, no, because you should not be feeling like that. You should not be feeling like that with people that you call yourself loving and being in these friendships with. That is something that is not sitting well with your spirit. That is something that is about that person's spirit that's not sitting well with your spirit. And two spirits that's not sitting well with each other don't mean to be intertwined with each other. You know what I mean? So I'm just using that as an example. Or like, even in like relationships, like romantic relationships, like God, it don't matter. If you in a relationship with somebody, it don't matter how much you try to make it work, to do all that you can to make it work. Like, a lot of the times we be holding on to these people and these relationships that God is trying to remove. He's trying to remove them. He's trying to remove them for a reason. He's not going to make it come. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to keep crying about it. You're going to keep feeling some type of way about it. You're going to keep going through a moment, a season where, okay, it's going good. And then it's going to go right back to the same thing. It's going to go right back to the pain. It's going to go right back to the uneasy feelings and stuff, because God is trying to he's trying to tell you something. You know what I mean? He's trying to tell you something through your feelings. He's trying to tell you something through these thoughts and these feelings that you have about these people. There's something there's no, you would not be feeling these things when it comes to those things. That has everything to do with our discernment. That has everything to do with like the Holy Spirit trying to lead us and guide us, and God trying to communicate something to you. Because when you around the people that you're supposed to be around, you're not gonna feel like that. These people are supposed to bring the good out of you. Like, nobody is perfect, right? Nobody walking on this earth is perfect. Whether you're dealing with family, whether you're dealing with friends, like, yeah, you're going to argue. Yes, you're not gonna always agree on things. That's just human nature. That's life. But when I'm talking about you being connected to people and in situations with people where like your spirit is constantly vexed behind these people, your spirit is constantly vexed, like being in the same room with them, having conversations with them, being connected to them, questioning yourself, questioning them, that is a huge indication. Like, hold on, God, maybe I need to pay attention to what you're showing me about this person. God, help me. Give me revelation. Give me clarity. You know what I mean? When you start asking questions, like, even if you start going to other people, like, you got to pay attention to the stuff that you vent about, the stuff that you go take to other people and vent about, the stuff that you praying to God about. God, I need you to help me because I just feel like he this and she this. You got to start paying attention to what's going on within you, what's going on, because it's a reason. And start paying attention to the stuff that you're venting about other people. That come on now. We got to stop. Like, we have to stop acting like we don't see this stuff, like we don't feel this stuff, like we don't already know it. Because half the time we already know it. You know what I mean? And God is just saying, you know, in certain situations, you just have to trust your discernment. You have to be discerning of the spirits. You have the character behind certain people, the spirits behind certain people. You know what I'm saying? You just have to have wisdom and have discernment. Start praying about this. God, show me who's for me and who's not for me. And then when you get ready to start asking God about that, you better be prepared, because God gonna start showing you people that you probably didn't even think, or that you've been trying to run away from, that you're not ready to come to terms with the fact that God is telling you that this person is not meant for you, or that you need to move around from the, like, you know. So you got to be ready for that. You got to be prepared. And, you know, I just want to encourage you to be discerned. Like, trust your discernment. Trust those feelings that you have. So let me say this too. The devil has a way of playing tricks on us as well. He does. See, the devil, this is how you have to know, like, what's from God and what's not from God. Because even, like, if you go through a season of, like, isolation, right? A lot of people, you'll go through a season of isolation, and it's because, like, you know, God wants you to go through that season. He wants you to be more towards yourself, to yourself. He wants you to focus on yourself. He wants you to, you know what I'm saying, work on you. Have a season of all about you. But the devil will use a season of isolation too, right? He will make you believe, like, the devil has a way of, like, playing tricks on your mind and make you think, like, everybody that's around you is, like, talking about you, or everybody around you is just not good people. That, you know, he will place these things in your mind. And so to the point where you, like, separate yourself, you separating yourself from people, because you thinking that all these people got the you know, bad, they have bad motives and all this other stuff. And so he will push you in that season of, like, isolation and separation, only to put you in that season to make you, to put you in a season of loneliness. So whole time the devil is, like, putting these lies in your head, in your mind about people, when he's just trying to set you up to, like, feel lonely, to, like, question yourself, and to be, like, you know, in a season of loneliness. And so now you looking up, wondering why you feel so lonely. You done pushed everybody out your life. You done, you know what I'm saying, you done cut everybody off out of your life. And then you sitting around wondering why you feel so lonely. You sit around trying to figure out why you feel so depressed and sad. So this is why you have to know, like, when God is speaking to you, you have to have that discernment to know, because the devil could do that. The devil is the type of devil that could make you get the concocted stuff in your mind about stuff that's not even real. It's not even real. You'll have these issues with people it's not even real. That's not even really what it is. This is why you have to know. This is why you have to be wise in your decisions. But you have to trust that, though, because, see, the way that God operates, especially when it comes to this, when it comes to certain people, God been showing you this for a long time. You just probably been ignoring it. You just probably haven't wanted to, you know, you haven't wanted to accept it. You know what I mean? You probably just haven't wanted to accept it. But it's time for you to see it for what it is. And then even when you have to separate yourself, when God takes you through a season of separating yourself and he's removing people from your life, you have to try your hardest as well to not, like, look at it as such a bad thing. Like, still love people. You know, don't have a tainted like, image of these people, but just still love them, still have a heart of compassion for them. You know what I'm saying? And just thank God for removing the people that's holding you back, or removing the people that's not for you, or, you know what I'm saying, just thank God, because that's not a bad thing. God knows what he's doing. He knows. You know, sometimes some friendships in relationships, they stunt our growth. Like I said, it ain't got nothing to do with these people being bad. But there's some type of patterns that we have in these friendships. There's certain things that we talk about with these people. There's certain connections that we have with these people that God is trying to pull us away from. And so sometimes he has to separate us from those things. He has to remove those people from our lives. He has to show us where we're outgrowing certain things so that he can work in us, so that he can, you know, he could do what he needs to do within us. And sometimes it don't even always mean that you're not meant to come back with these people down the line. But all in all, the whole point of my message is just to pay attention. Pay attention to your discernment. You're not feeling those feelings for no reason. You're not crazy. You know, sometimes you get to thinking you crazy, like something's just not right. That's because it's not right. Period. It's not right. And so you just have to trust that. Trust yourself. Trust your heart. You know, you get to asking questions like, I just have a feeling about this person. I just feel like this person is like low-key jealous of me. And that's not coming from nowhere. That's not coming from anywhere. It's not. It's not coming. That's not nothing that you pulling, especially if you've been feeling that way for a long time about certain people. God has a way of giving us. He's telling you. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to get on and bring this message. I love you guys. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you comment and let me know how this message resonates with you. If this is something that, you know, that God, this is might be confirmation, something that you like, you know what, I needed this because God has been speaking to me about this certain topic. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys. I will see you in the next video.